So welcome back to the channel. I want to show you a few edibles and medicinals on this farm. This is a medicinal. This is opium lettuce, and in my experience, I've made tincture and tea with this. In my experience, this for herbal pain medications right here. When you break a leaf off, you see that milky latex that comes out. It's a little bit sticky, and that's where that latex is where the medicine is. If you can see that. Lactuca, and I can't remember the second Latin name. I'll look it up and put it as a banner across the screen. Right here is some Motherwort, and I'm about to go harvest some. So I'll show you it in bloom, which is the best time to harvest it. Okay, so here is the Motherwort in bloom. You can see the little blooms here. There are little, they've got teeth. When you harvest this, you need to be careful because there's, I don't have my glasses on, so it's hard to see. Leonuris cardiaca is the Latin name of this. And the Latin name should give a clue as to its medicinal use. It's very good for heart conditions. Everything from heart failure to rapid heartbeat, anxious, heart palpitations. Very good herb for that. It's also used for people who have hyperthyroid, overactive thyroid. So people like me who have a little bit of an underactive thyroid have to be a little bit careful with taking this because it does suppress the function of the thyroid just a little bit. So we're going to harvest some of this today and make a little bit of tincture. So here is the third medicinal. What I'm showing you is 4 medicinals that I have been begrudgingly mowing down all day. We have a huge yard here to mow out. This is the family farm on my husband's mother's side. That's our garden over there, my husband and my mother-in-law. We've been mowing and cleaning this place up all day. This is Yarrow. I believe it's Achillea millefolium. It's easy to identify because it has these nice ferny looking little leaves that almost look like little feathers. The entire aerial part of this plant is medicinal. It's very good to stop bleeding. It'll stop if you take one of these leaves and roll it up and shove it up your nose. It'll stop nosebleed. It's a bitter. You can actually eat this, but it is very bitter. It's really good for the liver, a tonic for the liver. It stimulates bile flow, and it's very good for wound healing. It's antibacterial. Just an all-around good wild medicinal yarrow, and it grows everywhere up here on the prairies in North Dakota. That's number 3. Okay, plant number 4, and this is one stinky plant that I have grown to love and appreciate the smell of. This is wormwood, and specifically it is Artemisia absinthium, and this is a digestive tonic. You can make a tea out of this and use it like before meals to stimulate bile flow. And if you don't know the importance of bile flow, I have a video on that, and I'll try to remember to put a link in the description. But wormwood is also very good. According to Dr. Dietrich Klinghardt, if someone gets a tick bite with an infected tick, that has Lyme or Rocky Mountain spotted fever or something, if you take multi-species like Artemisia annua, Artemisia absinthium, which this is, and different species, then you have much less likelihood of having any kind of problem from the tick bite if the tick was infected with the disease. And so I have been collecting this and making tincture because it grows everywhere up here on the prairie. I try to stock up while I'm here. So Artemisia absinthium or wormwood. You'll notice on the back side it's kind of silvery looking. and I wish you could smell it. It's got a very distinct odor. Not altogether unpleasant, but it's a very unique odor. Some people up here call it the stink plant. You know, like I said, I've grown to appreciate the smell because I understand the medicinal value so much. So Artemisia absinthium, wormwood. Okay, so we left the farm before I had a chance to film the last bonus plant that I want to share with you. So I just went for a walk and I found some not too far from the house here, and I wanted to show you shepherd's purse. And it's called shepherd's purse because of the little seeds. You see the little heart-shaped seeds. The nickname is shepherd's purse. And in each little seed is a these are seed pods, and the seeds are within them, and they're very tiny. They're like grains of sand, kind of a yellowish gold, very, very tiny seed. The leaves, some people say that they look like dandelion leaves, and I can see that. You can see the serrations there. The leaves are edible, particularly when they're young and tender. You can use them in salad or smoothies or what have you. What is shepherd's purse good for? Well, the main thing is if a lady is hemorrhaging after childbirth, you can make a tea of this and do a douche with it, and it will help stop the bleeding. So it's very good for bleeding, and it works by, it has an effect on the clotting factors. So it works differently than cayenne, and yarrow is another one I think I mentioned that helps with bleeding. And so you can see I've got, you know, at different stages. Here's the little white flowers. This is kind of a sickly example, but everybody mows here in town, so it's hard to find, you know, a full plant like out at the farm. But at any rate, I am in the process of making a tincture with shepherd's purse and yarrow and also cayenne, but I'm not going to blend the three of them together. I'm going to mix yarrow and shepherd's purse and leave the cayenne separately. And the reason I'm doing that is because if you didn't know, and I did this with my mother recently, you can check our video on our channel. Mother was having a stroke, and I gave her a couple of squirts of cayenne tincture under her tongue, and it stopped the stroke, dissolved the clot. And it will also do that for a heart attack. So I want to leave it separate in case somebody needs to utilize it for that purpose. So those are some plants that I have been, as I said, begrudgingly mowing down in the lawn out at the farm. And there's a lot of medicine up here on the prairie. Okay, we'll see you guys on the next video.